I'm Dani, and this is the Scream Princess podcast. Hello there, everybody. Welcome back to the Scream Princess podcast. And today it's a very special Halloween episode. And it's an at home with me and Kyle Halloween episode. So I was going to do a special where we're going to invite Tony Marden and Lauren Barnett on the show, and we're going to do like a little Zoom party with drinks, but it was really difficult for us to get our dates to tally to be able to get this out before Halloween. So it's just us. So you may recognise Kyle if you've been watching any of my more recent YouTube videos. So if you've seen the fungus hunting or the pumpkin shoot videos, or if you're one of the very lucky people who managed to see Video Shop Tales of Terror 2 at either Horror on Sea or Romford Horror Festival this year. So you haven't seen it yet.
I was just going to say I've never even seen that myself.
That's where we met.
Yeah.
That film's got a lot to answer for.
Yeah.
So I pulled off his arm and stamped out his eyeball, and you must have liked it.
Yeah. I've come back for more.
Yeah, he came back for more. I'm nicer now, though.
Yeah.
I'm nicer than Paula Valentine.
Yeah, it's a good story.
It is a good story. Yeah. And the best story, tell the best story about the spiders.
So I went down to Essex to film a day on Video Shop Tales of Terror 2, and I booked an Airbnb in Essex, and it was just a house on a housing estate, and knocked on the door, and the woman was instantly strange. Like I couldn't get the words out. I was going to say, "Is this the Airbnb?" And she just went, "Are you coming in or what?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm coming in." and then she said, "Right, your room is at the top of the stairs on the right. That's the only room you're going to go in. Don't go in your living room, but you can go in the kitchen if you want." So I went, "Okay, is there anywhere to go for a pub meal? Is there a pub anywhere nearby?" And she went, "Yeah, there's a pub at the bottom of the road." So I went and had me tea at the pub.
What did you have?
It probably was steak and a pie or something like that.
You didn't have pie and mash when you were down south?
No, it was just I can't remember what I had, but it was probably just something like that. It was dark when I got back to the house, so I let myself in, and there was a neon light underneath the other bedroom opposite mine, and I thought, "What's she grown?" is what I thought. and then in the morning I was having breakfast in the kitchen, and she was actually really chatty in the morning and quite friendly.
Maybe she's just not an evening person. She might have had a bad day.
Yeah, but I was having quite a nice chat with her, and then she said, "Do you want to know why I said you couldn't go in the living room?" And I thought in my head, no. But my mouth went, "Yeah." So she took us into the living room, and it was just basically her whole living room was just shelf after shelf after shelf all the way along the walls, with shoebox sized little boxes that was plastic, like see-through plastic, and each of them had a tarantula in it, and there was hundreds of tarantulas, and she was showing us them, and then I said, "What's with the neon light upstairs?" And she went, "Oh, that's where I that's where I breed my cockroaches. I've got about 10,000 cockroaches up there."
But why would you want to have 10,000 cockroaches? Have you ever seen Joe's Apartment?
Nope.
Have you not watched it?
The singing cockroaches.
It's really good. It's a really good movie. So when I was living in East London, I went to one of my neighbours, and he was like, I hadn't seen Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. I know, that's terrible, isn't it? Elvira, Clue, and Joe's Apartment he sent me home with. He said, "Take these home and that can be your, all your self-takeaway." And I did that, and it was the best trilogy of movies.
Yeah, that sounds like a good night.
Lipstick on my teeth. It's gone now. Yeah, it's so good. Have you seen Clue with Tim Curry?
I've started watching it, but I've never finished it.
I really liked it.
Yeah, that looked pretty good as well. That's like quite a bit. It's like an odd mix of films, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're not connected in any way.
Yeah, and I don't think, it was long before I'd gone to drama school or anything, and I loved horror films, and I guess I liked a murder mystery, and I liked Tim Curry, so I don't know why he would have chosen those films for me
Are they all?
at that time.
Are they all 80s?
Yeah, they've got to all be 80s. I don't know why he would have thought those are the ones I wanted to see, but I mean, he was right. I also watched Gremlins again for the first time, so.
How old were you when you watched Gremlins for the first time?
Like 27, 28.
Bloody hell, I must have been about 8.
Yeah, no, it was at Graham's house, and we'd ordered a Chinese.
Yeah.
And I had I'd just gone downstairs in my pyjamas because I lived like on a higher floor.
Mm-hmm.
So I went downstairs in my pyjamas, curled up on the sofa, and watched Gremlins.
Great. Have you watched Gremlins 2 before?
Yeah, we trilogied it. We double billed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we double billed the Gremlins.
When I was a kid, me and my brother got some Gremlins for Christmas, and they were like this, like probably about this size, or a bit bigger. And you could make them like you turn them inside out, and then it would be a gremlin.
Is that not a popple?
A popple.
Do you remember popples?
I don't know. They had zips on the back, and you would just unfold them, and you could make it a gremlin, or I think they're called mogwais when they're like fluffy.
Right.
And
so Gizmo's a mogwai.
Yeah.
Right.
And my brother had a one called Stripe, I think.
That's the baddie one.
Black with a white stripe on it. And I had one who was like the goofy looking Gizmo.
Right.
You know which one I mean?
No.
So there's one that's the same colour as Gizmo, but he's got like a really goofy face, and his eyes are like all like not facing the right ways and all that. And so we had Gremlin like stuffed thingies for bedtime.
That was cute.
Yeah.
I think like Gremlins is a Christmas film, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that Christmas? Does one of them ruin a Christmas tree or something? Is that why it's a Christmas film?
Yeah.
Well, does a kid get it for Christmas or no? Have I made that up?
It's not. I don't think it's for Christmas. It's just like
it's just a bit Christmassy.
It's been that many years since I watched it. I'll have to rewatch it because
I kind of like a coffee hint.
Yeah. I remember.
I have to give hints.
No, you don't.
I do. Usually when it comes to like birthdays and Christmases, he's always like, he waits till he goes shopping with me. And then I say, oh, that's nice. And then he's like, you can have that for Christmas. And then before I know it, I know what all of my presents are.
Well, yeah, but it's just a good way of doing it as you go, isn't it?
And getting what I like.
Yeah, if you
but
want this...
Halloween, I don't know anything.
No.
So those are Halloween presents over there, because we do Halloween presents.
Yeah,
because
they're just on camera.
They are just on camera. You know one of yours.
I can't remember what it is.
I can't remember what it is.
Nope.
Oh, that's good. That's handy. That's handy.
If I knew what it was, I don't anymore.
And I don't have a clue, so that's exciting. Last year, you got me a dress last year.
Yeah, the Beetlejuice one.
Was it a dress?
Yeah.
Was that for Halloween?
Yeah, it's because for Beetlejuice 2, there was a collaboration at Primark, wasn't
was that for Halloween, or was that for our anniversary you got me the dress? I feel like it was anniversary.
That might have been an anniversary one.
What did you get me for Halloween then? Halloween, I got you the Funko Universal Monsters game, which we haven't played, so that will be an unboxing.
Yeah, we need to play that
soon. Oh, Crash. Yeah. Ghosts.
The cat's going crazy.
Ghosts. Halloween episode, the ghosts. What did you get me for Halloween last year? I can't remember. It's a long time ago. But this is a special Halloween episode, so we are going to be talking about all things Halloween.
We started off Halloween last night, really.
We did.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we started Halloween a few weeks ago with the kids.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
We did
a little Halloween party.
We did a little Halloween party and watched Hocus Pocus and
we watched
Frank and Weenie.
Yeah, Frank and Weenie, Hocus Pocus, and we had Casper, but we didn't watch.
Yeah, Casper. We didn't get around to Casper, but next time.
Yeah, we did. We did biscuits that you could like make.
Yeah, you had to decorate your own biscuits.
Yeah, and my son made a ghost, but instead of eyes, it had nipples.
Well, so he had this ghost, and the head fell off. So I can see what he was trying to do. He kind of scrapped the head, and then he stuck eyes on the body, so it kind of gave it a new head. Yeah. But then it kind of looked like a ghost with boobies because I stuck the head back on. Yeah. I just put a bit of icing in, and the head went back on. So.
They weren't bad biscuits, really, were they? They were all right.
I think. Do you know what icing? I always think like coloured icing. The colouring has a bit of a weird flavour, and that makes it weird.
Yeah.
But they were. I mean, I ate mine. I had the bat. What did you have?
Frankenstein's head. Yeah.
Yeah. This is like the amalgamation of both, Frankenbat.
So we had that, and then last night we went and watched Nightmare on Elm Street at the pictures.
Yeah, which I may have napped during at the end, just for a little
You had a genuine nightmare during Nightmare on Elm Street.
Yeah, but no, I can imagine if I did. I said that to my friend. I was texting on the way home. I said, "What if Freddie had got me while I fell asleep watching? Who falls asleep watching Nightmare on Elm Street?"
And all through the film, she keeps saying, "Don't fall asleep, don't
I
fall
got
asleep."
tired, but I'm not very good at watching films late at night. So it was the 8:30 showing. There was a couple of trailers. Actually, they didn't have a lot of trailers. I think because it was an old film. They put the trailers on the new films, but I think because it was an old film, they didn't.
It was
literally
like 2 trailers.
Yeah, there wasn't loads of adverts. So I mean, it was about maybe 8:45 it started, but by the end, it's gone 10 o'clock. Like, I'm usually asleep by then. So I struggled a little bit.
I really enjoyed it because that is one of my favourite Halloween films.
Yeah. And because, and I'm saying this on a podcast, or actually this is going to go out before that podcast, so I'm higgledy-piggledy. But because I didn't watch Nightmare Before Elm Street until I was...
Nightmare Before Elm Street.
What is it?
Nightmare on Elm Street. It's Nightmare on Elm Street at Christmas.
I didn't watch it until, again, I was probably in my late 20s before I watched it. So obviously everyone's watched it in the 80s or 90s, and I didn't watch horror, so I hadn't seen all of that. And then for me, obviously watching Scream in the 90s, that was like kind of the beginning of my like horror, me becoming a horror lover. And then we were watching, I was like, oh my God, that's the scene from Scream. And he's like rolling his eyes at me, like everybody else knows this, but you.
Yeah, Scream takes a lot from Nightmare on Elm Street.
So he's paying homage to his own.
Yeah, he is, and just using the same stuff.
Well, it was the bedroom where he comes to the bedroom window, and I was like,
it's cool as well to watch that film now and see Johnny Depp before he found himself and became Johnny Depp.
Yeah, because at that time he would have had no clue his career was going to do what it did.
No, and he hasn't got he hasn't got the same persona as he normally has.
No.
It's just
and he's not even usually you'd expect him to play I suppose he was the main guy, but the other guy who was like a rip-off of Kaniki from Greece. But you'd expect Johnny Depp to maybe have played that character because he had that he's got a bit of a bad boy image now, but he was like the clean cut, nice boy.
It's still an iconic scene when he gets sucked into the bed. That is an iconic scene in horror. Throughout horror, that is one of the most memorable death scenes.
Yeah, and the girl on the ceiling.
Yeah, it's horrible.
But I wonder how they did that.
It's that film is it's goofy. When the mother gets pulled through the door window at the end, and he's got those really long arms when he comes on the alleyway.
I just don't find Freddy scary. It's just silly.
It is silly and goofy, but that scene where she's getting torn apart on the ceiling, that is it's genuinely it is a genuine horror film scene.
Yeah. When did you first watch it then? In the 80s?
No, I didn't watch it in the 80s. I was 5 when the 80s ended.
Okay.
I probably watched Nightmare on Elm Street when I was about 12 or 13. And
but so still kind of early enough for film not to have come on so far, but to not look so.
I can remember when
dated.
So the last Nightmare on Elm Street film is called A New Nightmare, and I can remember when that was brand new, and that must have been in the mid-90s.
Right. So I have a box set of, I don't know how many are in the box set. I think you have it too. We now have doubles of it.
There's 7 films.
There's 7, but and then there's the new remake, which was completely pointless because it's exactly the same.
I thought the remake was crap.
Yeah. I think you can't have Freddy without him, the actor.
You need him,
I think they're saying it else. Do you know what I saw recently? They're going to remake Murder, She Wrote. Or not necessarily a remake, but reboot Murder, She Wrote with Jamie Lee Curtis as Jessica Fletcher. And as much as Jamie Lee Curtis is, iconic in herself, she is no Angela Lansbury. And I think this is just an accident waiting to happen.
This is what they always do though, isn't it? This is what always happens.
But why? And why would you take on... she has said herself, I am in no way trying to emulate Angela Lansbury. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. I've got Angela Lansbury, and I love Murder, She Wrote. I've got the pop vinyl, but she looked like she was well into her 60s, where she was probably about 30 with that. The grannies always had those short perms.
Yeah.
She had that, but she never really aged.
I can kind of remember her playing that character with really big black jam jar glasses on when she's typing. Is that right? Did she wear them?
I think at some point she had glasses on. Yeah. I loved it, and I remember my mum watching it when I was little. But it was more when I was living in London and I'd go down to the gym we had a residence gym, and each of the gym had like tellies, and I'd just plug my headphones in, and it would always be either Murder She Wrote or Bargain Hunt or Time Team. And I mean, I love all of those shows.
Yeah, all
so
great.
and it would keep me in the gym. So now I struggle to spend time in the gym because I don't really want to be there. But if I've got Murder She Wrote, Time Team, and Bargain Hunt, I will spend an hour and a half in the gym or 2 hours or however long. Like I'm happy to to stay. So maybe I actually need some headphones. If I had headphones, then because you can watch telly in the gym now. They put new stuff in, and you can actually watch stuff, and you can watch YouTube. So I don't know if I want people to know what I'm watching though. I might spy. The other day I was trying to read a book. I never do Kindle books, but I've downloaded a book on my Kindle, well, my phone, because I don't have a Kindle, so the app. And I was trying to read it while I was on the treadmill, and it's like makes you really dizzy.
Yeah, you shouldn't read on a treadmill.
Well, I managed, and I did a chunk of the book. It's like a study book, so I'm kind of killing two birds without killing birds, because I would never kill a bird.
If you can do it, then you can do it. That will make me sick reading and doing a treadmill at the same time.
I managed. I mean, I wasn't running. I was walking uphill.
I want to see that new Goosebumps film. You know,
when's it out?
I don't know what it's called. Is it Pumpkinhead? Is that what it's called?
You tell me.
I saw the advert and I thought, oh, I want to see that. But I don't know if is it coming out in the pictures or is it straight?
I think it'll probably go straight to streaming somewhere.
Yeah.
Can you remember Goosebumps books way back?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember the series, but the series I used to love was Are You Afraid of the Dark? I loved that one. So, the Midnight Society. Yeah. We started watching them again, didn't we?
Yeah. Can you remember watching a specific episode when you were a kid?
Not really. No.
I can remember this episode where, because I loved them, I absolutely loved them. I remember this episode where this kid lived in a block of flats, and in the flat above her, it became a toy factory. And she went up into the toy factory, and it was really weird, and like she got lost in it and stuff. I can't remember what else happened, but I always remember that episode.
No, I don't remember.
I remember an episode where there was a ghost standing at the in the front garden of this house going, I'm cold, and then she found a jacket for him, and that was the end of the episode.
Wow.
There's your jacket. Now we can cross
now
over.
Off you go. Yeah. No, I don't remember specific episodes, but I always remember the bit around the fire, and I always thought it would be so cool to be able to go and sit around a campfire with your friends and
do ghost stories.
And do ghost stories. And now we can do campfires at the beach, which we did not do this year, and we have not done ghost stories around the campfire. But we technically could do it at the beach in the summer. A summer's evening. Just us.
Ghost stories.
Yeah, just us.
That we already know and have told each other.
I could find some more.
Yeah.
You could write some new ones.
I could try.
Yes. Very good at writing stories.
I always thought Are You Afraid of the Dark was better than Goosebumps. You know, the series of Goosebumps,
I remember reading a couple of Goosebumps books, and there was another series called Bone Chillers, and it was kind of a rip-off of Goosebumps, but the books were a bit thicker.
Yeah.
There was a bit, and I really liked them. There was one in a mall, or with a mannequin, something to do with a mannequin, and I don't know, it was one of those, a turkey, something about I don't know.
Scary turkey.
Yeah, I can't really remember very well, but
I've got a question for you.
Oh God.
What? Have you ever watched a movie that gave you nightmares, even if it wasn't a horror film?
No, I've never watched a film and then had nightmares. No, have you?
Yeah.
What fun.
When I was 12, and I watched Aliens.
Right, but you love aliens.
Yeah, I love it.
More than anybody I know.
Yeah, it's great.
And you like general aliens, and just in general.
Yeah, I love aliens. Yeah, and space. Yeah. So, I must have been 12, and ITV had the first Alien film.
Right.
On one Saturday night, and then the next week it was the second one, and then the next week it was the third one. And at the time there was only 3 films, so it was like a trilogy, like one a week. And I watched the first movie for the first time. I can remember sitting there watching it and thinking like really tense, like, oh, this is a scary film and like scary things are gonna happen. But I was fine. And I enjoyed it. I remember talking about it at school, like, oh, my mum and dad let me watch Aliens, and like it was great and all that.
Yeah, well, you had a nightmare.
No, the second time when the second film came out.
Which is the better one, I think.
It's much better. It's much better, but it's less scary.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know what it was, but I just thought like, kind of cope with this, and I had nightmares about like aliens popping out of my chest and stuff.
Oh no, I've never had that.
Yeah.
I don't really suffer from. I've never really suffered from nightmares anyway.
Yeah.
No, and I rarely remember my dreams.
I had a terrifying nightmare once that I wrote down after.
Did you?
Yeah. I told you about it. It was the dog was talking to us.
No.
No, it wasn't a dog. It was a spider the size of a dog.
Oh.
So.
Yeah. So that's why it's a nightmare.
Yeah. So this is the dream, and it must have only lasted seconds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was in a farmer's field at night time, but it was quite well lit because the moon was so bright.
Mm-hmm.
And I could hear a voice talking to us, and I turned around, and there was a spider the size of a Labrador. Like,
what was it saying?
It was saying, "I'll be your friend. Do you need a friend? I'll be your friend."
No, I don't like friends.
And it was like, "That's my house over there. You just go in my house." And I looked across the field, and there was a white house, like a white farmhouse, and I walked to it in my dream. And when I went in, there was all these bodies like cocooned, like a spider, but like all webbed up and stuff, and hanging from the ceiling, like, and they were all sucked dry and stuff, like like.
Had you watched Arachnophobia or something?
No. And they were all like sucked dry and all this, like
So
gaunt
for your
faces.
friend, you shouldn't really say this on the podcast because this could be quite a good
Yeah.
story for a film.
So then I turned around to get out of the house, and the spider was in the doorway doing like a maniac laugh, like ho 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 ho, and then I woke up.
No, I think that would be a good spooky cartoon.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, it was absolutely. I woke up and I thought, "Fuck, I need to write that down." That is like, it was terrifying, but it's also a really good story. So I noted it down in my little notebook that I had.
No,
I've never done it again.
I rarely remember dreams.
I've never had a dream that I've wrote down again. That's the only one I ever did.
Remember my dream the other night?
Oh yes, I remember. Yeah.
we were in bed. We were in bed, and I think I was just about to sleep. And I suddenly just went. It was like.
But you were like, your head was here,
Yeah.
so you were asleep on me, and I was asleep, and then you just like chuck your arm out.
It's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm at the Halloween fair, and I'm at the coconut shine, and I was trying to like
throw coconut.
Throw coconut or throw balls at the coconut or something, but I actually did the movements.
Yeah.
Do I usually do stuff like that?
You do stuff like that all the time. Or snore.
I do not snore. Obviously, I don't snore.
No, I was just kidding.
I'm a lady.
Yeah, I was just kidding. Just kidding.
I don't feel like. I feel like I've lost a bit of weight, so I probably snore less now. Do I?
No.
Oh.
You just do skinny snores.
Oh well, it's what it is.
So back to Halloween, because you said the theme was Halloween.
The theme is Halloween.
Yeah.
So what's like, because Halloween it's based on like the pagan or the witches pagan celebration of Samhain, which is basically when the veils are thin. It's actually the new year for us, and it's when the world kind of goes dark and you kind of go into yourself because like winter's coming and kind of is it like the second harvest or something, so that's why the colours come in, the oranges and the browns. It's because it's the harvest and you're harvesting like foods of those colours and the trees and the leaves, and it's autumnal. And that's kind of why the colours work. So it's kind of taken from that, but it's become obviously Halloween's like the Muggle version.
So what's your earliest memory of Halloween?
Well, so I was always a kid that loved witches and things. So an early memory, like I remember a book called Gobelino, the Witch's Cat, which I recently bought a copy of when we were in Pendle.
Yeah, at the witch shop.
At the witch shop in Pendle, Witches Galore. And so I remember always loving anything a bit spooky, anything a little bit witchy. And I don't know where it came from. I don't know whether it was from watching The Wizard of Oz, because that would have been the only witches I saw when I was little. I've always loved...
bags.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, but I've always loved stuff like that. Like the cartoons I loved were, Count Duckula, the vampire duck, and, vegan vampire. But, always kind of like the spooky kind of things I've been drawn to. So, early memories of Halloween, because it wasn't a big deal when we were young. Like now, obviously, you go into a shop and there's Halloween stuff everywhere, aisles and aisles of it.
Yeah.
Back then, there might be one tiny section in Roy's of Wroxham, the cult of Roy, and there would be, you know, a couple of masks with some of those witchy fingers.
Yeah.
And
vampires' teeth.
The teeth.
Them little pots of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was it. That was really all you had. You couldn't get pumpkins. You never see pumpkins in the supermarket in England. And if you did, which is weird because you couldn't grow them here, so I don't know why you didn't see them.
You'd only get plastic masks.
Yeah, plastic masks.
With little eyes cut out.
Yeah.
You know, and you would
with
get
a bit of elastic around the back.
Yeah, and you would get people just bin bag witches or zombies with spiky hair or wrapped up like mummies with bandages.
Yeah, that was it. I was always a bin bag witch every year. So my mum used to cut out one bin bag and make the dress, and then she'd make another bin bag into a cape, and then she'd pin the cape onto the shoulders, and she'd kind of ruche it in the middle. She'd make it, you know, she'd make it good. But then I had a mask for the face, and then maybe she'd probably put a belt around me, some witchy fingers. But that was in a hat. That was kind of the extent of my.
Pair of wellies.
No, I think I just had black shoes. I had wellies. Do witches wear wellies? Maybe in the northeast because it's cold and rainy up here.
Yeah, I put my daughter in a pair of wellies because it looked a bit witchy. Yeah, they were bright yellow ones.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
What was yours?
Earliest memories of Halloween. This isn't my earliest memory of Halloween, but I can remember I spent a Halloween at my grandma's house. I was living at my grandma's house at the time, temporarily, and I wasn't allowed to.
Did you get kicked out?
No,
You were born there.
Me and my mum and my brother were at my grandma's house, temporarily, and I wasn't allowed to go. Like we call it Halloweening in the northeast. Like, it's not trick or treating; it's Halloweening. Halloweening. Yeah. So I wasn't allowed to go Halloweening because it was on a right busy road. So I had to stay in on Halloween. And all my friends were going Halloween, and I was like, I'm not allowed because it's a busy road.
Well, not many people used to trick or treat.
But
why not? I was little.
I can remember sitting like in a big chair, a big comfy chair, watching this program that I loved called Strange But True. And they had a Halloween episode on.
Right, so you're happy at home.
Yeah, I loved it. And I can remember on this episode, it was talking about a haunted house. And the kid who lived in the haunted house was saying, oh, there's a ghost that lives in this cupboard under the stairs. And I can see it and I can hear it. And this is what it looks like. And the kid drew a picture of what the ghost looked like. And I can remember thinking, oh my God, that's terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. And I really liked it. So I can remember one Halloween, and it must have been, God, like, it must have been like 1993 or something, 1992 maybe. And I was watching that program and thinking, I don't care that I'm not out and about. I just really like this program. Yeah.
Well, I think so. We did used to go to school dressed up. So you were saying about school Halloween parties. I don't remember there being Halloween parties, but maybe there were. I don't know, but I definitely got to school dressed up. But my mum's friend used to always have a party for like her daughter, but her daughter was a couple of years older than me. I wasn't really friends with them, but she had a kind of a big house, and I used to always get taken to that. And then they'd arrange for us to go trick or treating, but it would be with people they knew, so people were expecting us. You couldn't just go knocking on random doors.
No.
And I remember a teacher once saying, like, oh, it's really evil and it scares people. Trick-or-treating was looked at as bad and evil, and I was like, it's just a bit of fun.
I remember going.
I mean, I'm prepared. I've got a cupboard full of sweets for the kids when they come round.
Yeah, I remember one year, me and my brother and my friend James went as a three. I can't remember what we were dressed as at all, but we just put like all the sweets and money that we got in a pot, and then they just shared it all out. Yeah. And that was good. And I can't remember what we all went as.
But I remember at the party, she'd always do like apple bobbing. She'd have like a big basin. They had a very big house, like a big basin with apples. So there'd be apple bobbing. They'd be like pin the tail on a donkey. I don't really know what that had to do with Halloween.
It's just a party, isn't it?
It was just a party. And just some various games, and there'd be a smoke machine, and there'd be like
some decorations.
Yeah, it was
people used to like rip cotton wool up so it looked like dusty and like webs and stuff.
It's mad, isn't it? Now you just get spray, which is cobweb, and just spray it and stuff, which is really cool.
Everything's more commercial now and more readily available. But like what we're talking about was before the internet was even a thing.
Yes.
Like, you know.
Yes, we are that old.
Yeah. But I remember my school always had a Halloween disco, and you would go dressed up and do a disco dressed up.
I wonder if we did. I'm going to have to contact some people from my school to see if they remember, because
Yeah.
I don't remember there being one. But then I'm thinking, well, I did have Halloween costume on. There's a picture of me, and it's the daytime, and I have a witch, like beanbag witch costume on, and I think my brother's standing next to me, so he must have been down, and then I must have been taken to school. So I must have been.
That must have been a Halloween party.
Yeah, I must have. I don't know.
Halloween disco.
Yeah, I mean, I think they should.
We always had them. I really used to like that scene on the Karate Kid where it's the Halloween disco at the start.
But America, like I always wished I went to an American school and grew up in America because of Halloween.
But like
Halloween is massive there.
But like in the UK, everyone dresses up spooky.
Yeah.
Whereas in America,
just dress up as
it's
anything.
just dress up as anything. Yeah.
What's your best Halloween costume?
That I did. I've never really been that good at doing costumes. I was the Joker once from Batman. You know, the one, like the Keith Ledger one. Heath Ledger one, not Keith Ledger. Who's Keith Ledger?
I don't know.
I'd like to meet him. Yeah, I did like a take on that once, and I did a zombie cop once. That was quite good. But Gaz went once as Hellboy.
Right.
And he did a really good job as Hellboy. Yeah, he was like fully painted red, and he had Hellboy's got like horns, but the horns are like shaved off, and he made the horns, and he's got a weird hand that he made and all that. So he looked like it was like a proper like movie quality.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I remember my brother once we went out on the drink like for Halloween, and that was when I was a cop. I can't remember. Guys was like a zombie, like a zipper face zombie. Have you ever seen them?
Yeah,
People,
they stick the zip, and then as it opens, that's all the blood and stuff.
He made a zipper face zombie like outfit. I think my brother turned up in this like ghost costume. It was just like sort of a white suit with a big like, oversized top hat.
Right.
And he did makeup, and we just called him the Ghost of Boy George all night. And kept singing like.
Comedian.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think I've ever been overly inventive with costumes for the most part. Like I've done a lot of costumes over the years, but I tend to stick to like tradition. I've been a devil, but I obviously when I was modelling, I would go out in like central London to like big parties, and it would be like wearing basically underwear. So I've got out as a.
I used to do that in Newcastle
myself.
Yeah.
I think I'll still do that in Newcastle, but no, I remember going out in a red corset, red hot pants, like fishnet tights, red shoes, and like little devil horns. And then I've done like similar to be a cat, but then with black corset and black knickers. I've been a witch in like a tiny little black dress. So I've kind of kept a kind of traditional Halloween costumes. But one year I did go as a zombie flamingo. Because cool. I found this flamingo costume. I didn't know what to be, and I found this flamingo costume. And I was like, well, I could make it bloody and dirty and tear it and stuff.
People do that all the time. They're like
hiccups now.
People do like.
That's what happens when you drink on a podcast.
People do like Disney characters.
Yeah, and zombie them.
Yeah, and stuff like that.
I've actually got a package, like a packet costume. So I review lingerie and things for Lingerie Lowdown, and we don't really do packet costumes and things anymore. And like usually now when we review, he wants us to like pull together a costume out of separate pieces of lingerie that you bought. But there was a year where he did send packaged costume, like off the peg costumes out, and there was a zombie Snow White one. But I don't think I've still got it. I think I've kept an actual Snow White costume, but I think I got rid of the zombie one. It wasn't very good.
Well, if you ever wanted to do it again, you could zombie that one.
Well, exactly. I just do zombie makeup and do,
put some blood on it and rips and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
But you don't care for zombie films, though, do you?
Not really. I'm not a massive zombie fan. Like I liked 28 Years Later, but I think I liked it. I think I liked it because 28 Days Later was in East London, and it was shot at the film studios where I went to drama school. I mean, it was before I went to drama school, but that was, I knew the area, and there's scenes of buildings which were right next to my house, which, the buildings are still there. So I think, living in East London for so long, I liked it. I liked that one. And then moving up to the northeast, 28 Years Later is set on Holy Island, which is somewhere that, you know...
And Gateshead.
And Gateshead. So we went on our first hike to Holy Island. So it's somewhere that, and we've been back like many times since. And so I think I like it because I know the area. And I don't know whether it would appeal to me as much if I didn't. Does it appeal that much to, you know, everybody else that watched it that, you know, isn't from the area? I don't know. I don't know. And I can't think of any other zombie films I've really... I think the thing for me is when you've seen a zombie film, they're all pretty much the same. You're going to get the same thing.
I've always loved them.
Yeah, but you're not getting anything new.
No, but the first zombie film that I ever watched was Night of the Living Dead, but it was the 80s version.
Did we not watch that?
I think it was... Did you not fall asleep?
I always fall asleep.
Yeah, I think you didn't really watch it technically.
I think I did, because we watched it again the next day.
Are you talking about... No, because we watched another one called Zombie Flesh Eaters.
That's the one I watched.
Yeah, that's the one you watched. And she gets pulled onto the door. Like there's a spiky bit. Yeah. That was Zombie Flesh Eaters. So Night of the Living Dead is where they're in the... Like, it starts off in the cemetery and the zombies are coming through the cemetery.
No, I haven't seen that one.
I didn't think I watched it, no. But that's the one I watched when I was a kid.
Okay.
And there's a really, really... I remember this, like, again, I was probably about 12 when I watched it. And there's a really creepy bit where there's, like, a mother and father have got this daughter in the basement of this house, like a farmhouse, and they're, like, trying to keep her safe, but she's been bitten. And I think the rest of them are saying, like, your daughter's going to turn into a zombie and you've got to kill her and they'll not have it. And then she comes to life, like, as a zombie, like, at one point in the film, and she's, like, got white eyes and she looks horrible. And I can remember, like, watching that as a kid thinking, oh my God, that's horrible.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. I mean, I think, I suppose with vampire films, you've seen one, you're pretty much getting the same thing. But I think vampires are kind of sexy. Like, vampires...
Not all vampires are sexy.
Not all vampires are sexy, but sometimes they have, like, a different story.
I think we should talk about unsexy vampires, because the sexy vampires get too much attention, I think.
Who are the unsexy vampires?
Well, I don't know. You tell me.
Welcome back to the Scream Princess podcast.
Not all vampires can be sexy, can they?
Mostly they are.
What about on Blade, where there's a big fat one that he gets with the UV light? Do you remember that scene?
No, I can't remember.
Yeah,
I've seen it those times, but I can't remember.
Yeah, there's a big fat vampire who, like, is bedbound because he can't move. And he kills him with a UV light.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's good. And there's a vampire who he gets his arm pulled off on Blade by a subway train. Okay,
but most vampires have this kind of, like, dark, brooding.
Yeah.
You know.
Angel vibes.
Yeah. Yeah, which we've just been rewatching Buffy's, haven't we?
Yeah.
Like I've been kind of enjoying spooky season, and because it's cold, like, you want to stay in and watch stuff. So I did if you've been watching my other YouTube stuff, and obviously this goes out on loads of platforms, but on YouTube I did do a 31 days of horror for spooky season, and we've been making our way through them.
We've watched a lot of spooky films, and a couple of them for the first time ever. So we watched the first two Hellraiser films for the first time ever.
Yes. So did we watch the second one?
Yeah.
Oh, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
I watched the first one.
Yeah.
I did watch the first one, and I've got one of the Cenobites agreed to come on the podcast. So good job I stayed awake for one of them.
Yeah. So we watched the first two Hellraiser films.
Yeah, we did.
We watched Nightmare on Elm Street last night.
Yeah, it wasn't the first time for anyone.
No, but it was
first time at the cinema.
First time at the cinema, yeah. What other spooky films have we watched in the last couple of weeks?
We've been watching...
Oh, we watched that Hammer Horror.
Was it The Vampire Lovers?
Yeah, The Vampire
Lovers. Which I hadn't seen previously, so it was a first for me.
Yeah. You know, talking about Hammer Horrors, we've watched tons of them.
This year, yeah.
Yeah. Which ones would you say stick out in your mind?
Oh God, I don't know, because I forget which one's which.
Yeah, I do as well. But I really like the one where Peter Cushing at the end gets bitten by a vampire, and then he has to, like, cauterize the wound.
Yeah, I don't... Is that when they're on the island?
No, the one on the island is, I think it's called the Island of... Something, yeah. And those monsters are, like, crawling along the...
Yeah, I actually thought that was quite good. I liked that one.
Good, yeah.
I liked one of the... Frankenstein ones. That was it the female one?
Yeah, you like the female vampire.
Yeah, I
Frankenstein
liked
one.
that one.
You also liked the one that was actually a zombie one in the village.
Yes, I did. What was that?
I can't remember what it's called now. But you enjoyed that one, and that was a zombie film, which I didn't think you would like.
Yeah, I did. I have no clue. Was it one of the ones in the box set, or was it not?
Yeah, it was in the box set, yeah.
We've been watching some of the box set, but then we've also been watching some online. So, like on one of the apps that got.
Sometimes they turn up on Prime. You know, every now and then you get a Hammer horror on Prime.
Yeah, I mean, again, like obviously none of us were alive when the Hammer horror films came out, but you actually grew up watching them on TV.
Yeah.
And like next week's podcast, no, 2 weeks time podcast. Simon Ballard, he actually was saying the same. He used to watch sort of late night. They'd have a movie before TV ended for the night. Like it wasn't an all night thing. It ended.
Yeah, I remember my granddad telling us that, like, you know, in the 70s, you used to go to the club on a Saturday night and get full of drink and come home, but you would have to get home for 11 o'clock or whatever. And in them days, the TV used to end at 12 o'clock, and you'd come home for the drink and watch like the last hour of a Hammer horror that was on.
That'd be really annoying if you didn't see the beginning.
Yeah, unless you left the club a little bit earlier, but you know, it was different days then. But
they used to have double bills, didn't they?
Yeah.
To do like
the pictures as well.
Yeah.
But
I mean, we've double billed. We've gone to the cinema and watched 2 things in a row.
Yeah, but it wasn't like advertisers.
No. What did we last do? We did. It was actually the new. I know what we did last summer and 28 years later.
It was.
That was what we did.
It was a good afternoon.
It was. Did we get a Burger King too? I had a vegan Royale.
Yeah, I did not have one of them. But I can remember when I first started like sort of like realising about horror films and stuff. I started watching, like, I can remember watching Young Frankenstein, which isn't really a horror film. So Young Frankenstein it's black and white, and it's like a parody of the original Frankenstein film. So I watched that when I was a kid and loved it, and I had it on video. I used to watch it over and over again, even though it's not even like, you know, it's a spoof really.
Yeah, but that was the thing when you owned videos.
Yeah.
You had to watch what you had.
Yeah.
You didn't have streaming where you had literally a video store at your fingertips.
So we had Young Frankenstein, but it was just taped off the telly. It wasn't a bought video. And another one that was taped off the telly was Carry On Screaming.
Right.
So that's another spoof.
We've watched that this year.
Yeah. So I had Carry On Screaming and Young Frankenstein that aren't really horror films.
I'm not really into spoofs.
Yeah, but
do you like scary movies?
I love them.
Oh, see, I don't like them. I like my scares to be scary, not spoofy.
I like scary movie more than Scream.
How are we a thing?
I would say that I would go as far to say as scary movie is better than Scream.
You are wrong.
I'm not wrong.
You are definitely wrong.
I'm not wrong.
Definitely wrong.
No, has Scream got Carmen Electra?
No, but it's got Jenny McCarthy.
Yeah.
In like 2.
Has it got any has it got any laughs in it that aren't meant to be laughs?
What do you mean?
I don't know what I mean.
I mean, has scary movies trying to make you laugh? I hate forced laughter. I hate comedy because it's like you're trying to force me to laugh, and I don't want to force to laugh. I like to laugh naturally at things.
I love scary movie. No. Scream's good as well, but I like scary movie. I like
Well, you just watched some of the Screams for the first time. You'd only seen.
Yeah, I'd only ever seen the first one.
Yeah, so you watched 2 and 3 and 4.
I can remember watching Scream for the first time, and it was at my mate's house, and he had it on video, and he was like, "Do you want to watch Scream?" And I can remember thinking, everyone's talking about Scream, like it's like everyone was talking about Scream, and you've got to watch it now. And I was like, no, I've never seen it, so yeah, I'll watch it. And I remember sitting watching it with him.
I watched it in Canada, so I'd gone. I must have been 14. I was in Canada, so my uncles and aunts lived there, and my cousins, and we'd gone out for the summer, which used to do every kind of couple of years. We'd go out there for the summer, and my cousins were like invite some of their friends over, and we were in the basement, which that was kind of turned into a TV room, and we all watched Scream, and I thought, this is incredible. And that's like probably actually all my first horror real experiences were kind of in Canada, because it was the mini series was the first thing that I think really scared me, and I was 8 when I watched that. So again, I was in Canada with a different set of cousins in their basement watching it, and they had like a pull down bed thing, and we'd all like pile in with all the blankets, and then we kind of watched that, and that was terrifying. I had to sleep. I went back to my room and had to sleep with the light on for about a week. But yeah, like Scream was, I suppose I was a teen and I loved it, and then I came home and then I remember renting The Craft from the video shop and thinking, this is like the best. It was like, I've gone from Scream, which I thought was the best thing, and then this has topped it, and then it's like...
What horror films have you watched at the cinema when you were young?
When I was young, nothing. I mean, Fantasia was the first film I saw at the cinema, and that's quite
no,
scary.
I mean like as a teenager.
As a teenager, God, I don't suppose I did really as a teenager. Well, yeah, as a late teen, I would have seen Final Destination there. The Hills, not the Hills. Yeah, The Hills Have Eyes.
Yeah.
House on Haunted Hill, the 90s remake. What else have I seen? Yeah, no, I did go for a phase where Sleepy Hollow, that class is
Oh yeah, that's a horror film, and it's good as well.
Yeah.
I saw The Faculty.
I don't think I saw The Faculty at the cinema. I think we rented that from the video shop.
So The Faculty.
Blockbuster.
What's another film around that time as well? I remember watching The Faculty.
Urban Legend.
No, I didn't see
would
that.
have gone to see. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that kind of era. I did the late 90s. I went to see a lot. I mean, I don't really watch much that's not horror. Occasionally, hey, I like a good murder mystery. And occasionally I watch something else, but generally I know what I like and I stick to it.
I remember like watching Indiana Jones 2 and thinking it was a bit like a horror film where they eat the monkey's brains.
Yeah, that is horrible, that
Yeah.
bit. Did you see that at the cinema?
No, not the cinema, no, but I remember watching it thinking,
Yeah.
oh, this is like a horror film.
I love Indiana Jones, so that is a film I will watch that's not horror.
I remember watching it as a kid and thinking, oh my god, I didn't know this was a horror film, but then...
I know. I mean, he's so cool. He made me want to be an archaeologist. I still want to be one when I grow up. I still want to be an archaeologist.
Well, the first movie I ever loved and watched over and over and over again was Ghostbusters. And that is, it's not a horror film, but it's a bit spooky.
When did I watch that for the first time?
This year.
This year. No, was it last year? Because we went to the cinema to see the new one.
Yeah.
So I had seen the one, I started Ghostbusters with the female Ghostbusters, and then I'd watched the next one, which was...
Afterlife, it's called.
I watched that one.
Which is great. That's actually a really good film.
I saw that one, and then we went to see Frozen Empire in, was it Galashiels?
Galashiels, and there was no one there, it was just us.
Yeah,
And it was
it was a nice old-fashioned cinema, and it was just us in the whole screening.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. And it was a great film.
Yeah. And then I watched the original after that. We went home and watched it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we started watching Ghostbusters 2, but I think you fell asleep for that one too.
I can only watch a certain amount of films up until a certain point of the day. And when you get past that point of the day, there's no point me trying to watch films.
And then you dream about chucking coconuts.
Yes. Which is why at night, like sometimes I'll say, do you want to put something on in bed? And he'll be like, what do you want to watch? I'm like, well, it doesn't really matter. You just choose, because you know that I'm watching about 2 minutes of this. I'll be gone, drifting off. But yeah, I don't think I usually have dreams that quickly.
You do a lot of jumps.
Yeah, when I'm falling asleep, I do a lot of sleep jumps, and then I wake myself up and start giggling. Yeah.
So I would say Ghostbusters was the starting point for me, and then probably those spoof films.
Yeah.
And then I remember my dad would tape like Hammer horror films whenever they were on. I don't even know what channel. Maybe BBC One or something might put them on every now and then when we were kids.
Somebody watching this will know.
But yeah, I remember like coming downstairs on a Sunday morning or whatever, and my dad would say like, "Oh, I taped this for you last night." and it would be some 1960s horror film, probably a Hammer horror film. And me and my brother would watch it and go like, when's something going to happen? Because they're always a slow burn.
Yeah, they are a slow burner. I think for me, it's the kind of, they're very British, and they're very like the ambience and the colour and
the way they talk as well.
Yeah, I mean nobody speaks like that. And did anybody look at the cat?
Yeah,
so the back of the studio is a bomb site at the moment. So I've been vintaging loads of my clothes because I have way more stuff than any one person needs. And the cat's just found a bag, and it's like 2 bags.
It's now a house.
He's made a house.
He's like a hermit.
And now he's just sitting looking at the wall, which then freaks me out because it's a Victorian build, and I think, God, there might be ghosts. Maybe that's why our bedroom's always cold. I think someone died in there.
It is cold in there. Mm.
I mean, I've put a heating on in here for now for this because I'm wearing a t-shirt, and I thought I don't want to have goosebumps. But the bedroom is always freezing. And the bathroom. What's he got? Is there a ghost?
Yeah, he's just looking at the wall and...
Or a spider. I can't see a spider. I'd see a spider on the green screen wall. Don't scratch the green screen.
Took this back at him.
No, because he'll kill it. So the other day, I have told the story on the podcast. The other day, I went to answer the door to the postman, and the postman, like with a parcel, and he said, "Have you got a dog?" And I said, "No." He said, "Did you have a dog? Or did you have a friend's dog here the other day?" I was like, "No, I've got cats." And he said, "Oh, because something got me." And I'm like, "Something got you?" And he showed me his hand, and he had this cut on his hand, and he obviously tried to post something through the post box, and the cat swiped him. And I was like, "Oh." And funny enough, the item was scratched, and I thought it was because the postman shoved it in the letterbox, but then I realised it's probably the cat scratched it. Came home today, and an item of clothing in a wrap bag had been posted, and the cat had annihilated the bag. It's full of tiny little claw holes and teeth holes, and the item thankfully was all right. But we've got like a ninja cat. It's like a small panther.
There's 2 of them now.
Where's the other one? Oh. But they're both just chewing, and she's... That's strange animals. I want them to come and say hello, Magic.
What?
She's not friendly.
What sort of classic horror films have you not watched that are on your list in your mind?
Loads. So my, honestly, because I'm very much a 90s horror and post 90s, anything before that, I'm still educating myself. So as much as I love the classic horror, it took me a little while. So somebody bought me a Hammer horror box set a good few years ago, and I'd watched a couple but not kind of paid full attention. And then we decided we're going to sit and watch, each evening we're going to watch one of them. We watched other stuff now, so we haven't finished. But it took me a while to get into them because they're their very own style. I think because the way people spoke, and I think it's any old film, people don't speak like that now. The intonation is different, but everybody had that real RP actor's accent, like the BBC voice, which I think unless you worked for the BBC or you were an actor, you probably never spoke like that. And so it took me a little while. I couldn't get into them because I couldn't sort of believe them. But once we'd watched a couple, I was in the mode. I think we watched, I don't know what the first one was watching, then we watched She. And then we watched The Vengeance of She, and I was like, I quite liked them. And by that time, I was quite into them.
It's funny though, because you always like the ones that I don't like, and I like the ones that you don't like.
Yeah.
It's funny.
Yeah, but then I've got quite into them. So I don't know, they have their own charm. And I think because of the time they were made, and obviously I think now, I don't know, now I know, some of the Hammer actresses, and
what I like about them the most is I like the atmosphere, the sets are good. I like the atmosphere. It's always dark and gothic and slow and quiet, and it's just a very easy spooky going, easy going and spooky.
Yeah, nothing's like terrifying.
No, and they're corny, but that's makes them like.
But they're also of the time. Because remember things. If you put a film out like Saw or something back then, people would have literally had heart attacks.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I've never seen The Exorcist.
I have. Again, I was talking about this earlier, and the first time I watched it, it made me laugh. It's funny, and it's because I've watched it sort of years after it was made, where you've watched much more frightening things. So it's not scary, but I think if you'd watched it in the 70s at the time, it would have been scary. Well, we should watch it.
Yeah, I would like to watch it. I've never watched Poltergeist.
That's good.
I've never watched any of the Jason films.
Mm.
I've only watched a couple of Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies.
I've watched the first one.
Yeah, I watched the first one and I watched the remake that was done.
Yeah, I've seen that too.
Yeah.
I don't class that when you're talking about an original series.
I saw the remake at the cinema.
Did you?
Yeah. But I've seen the first one, like the original.
I'm not even calling classic horror. You're talking 80s horror here.
No, I haven't seen. I've never seen The Exorcist, but no, I'd like to. I think that's 70s. That one.
Is it 70s? Yeah, yes, because it was a video nasty, wasn't it?
Was it?
I think so. I might have made that up, but I think so.
You can just say whatever you want.
Yeah. I think it was.
You weren't particularly interested in the Evil Dead films either, were you?
No, but then I really liked Ash vs Evil Dead, so now I'd watch them.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
The series was great.
Mm.
The first film is like, it's probably more like trying to be a horror film.
Mm.
The second one's more trying to be like a horror comedy.
Yeah.
And then the third one.
Did you ever see Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
Yeah, I watched it, yeah.
So I actually quite like that, considering I don't really like comedy. I actually did like that.
Yeah, I thought that was good as well.
Mm.
I like a lot of the Bruce Campbell films though, like, and they're not particularly scary. They're just more like fun horror movies. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, but I mean, I suppose. Like,
is he the one who played Elvis or something?
Yeah, it was.
What's it called? Bubba Hotep. Yeah.
Bubba Hotep, and it's a mummy.
Yeah.
Who sucks the life out of people through their
anus.
anus.
That's why it's called Bubba Hotep, like Imhotep.
Yeah, it's Bubba Hotep, and he sucks the life out of people.
I have seen it, but I don't remember it.
Through the anus. That's how he does it. Yeah, it's good.
No, I have seen it.
It's a good, but he does Elvis quite well. You know, the accent and all that.
Mm. So what about pumpkin carving Halloween? Because when we were little, you didn't really get pumpkins. Or if you could, you know, you'd find pumpkins in the supermarket, but they'd be like £5 or £6, which back in the 80s, that was a lot of money. That was like was someone's weekly food shop. Wasn't it? Or monthly food shop. Like what, you know, would be about £10. So you didn't, our parents wouldn't buy us pumpkins. So I didn't have anything.
You never saw them like in our supermarkets where I was.
I feel like you might have seen a few, but they were really expensive.
Yeah, I never really saw them. So I mean, I remember one Halloween where the lad who lived across the road had a pumpkin, and I can remember my mum saying, like, I went back and saying, like, oh, he's got a pumpkin. Can we get a pumpkin? And I can remember her saying no because it cost too much money. Yeah,
I do remember at the school buying a pumpkin or getting pumpkin somehow, and we all hollowed it out in the classroom and scooped out the flesh, and then the dinner ladies made us a pumpkin pie.
Oh yeah, what was it like?
Yeah, it's good. I love pumpkin pie. Although I don't know how they did it. I wonder. They probably had another pumpkin, or they probably made out of butternut squash. I don't know, because I feel like when you carve a pumpkin, there's not enough flesh there to make a pie. You need the actual whole pumpkin. So, and maybe they had an extra pumpkin and they secretly did it.
Maybe.
And just let us think that, you know, we'd helped.
I remember.
I love pumpkin pie.
I remember when I was a kid and I was a Cub Scout. And I remember when I was a Cub Scout, we did a Halloween party and did bobbing for apples. That was the first time I ever heard about bobbing for apples.
I don't really like putting my face in a bowl of water, to be honest.
But your makeup would come off. You know, like your scary makeup would come off. And I remember having toffee apples.
Yes.
They're great.
I got you one of those the other day.
Yeah.
And did you love it still? I
loved it, but what I loved more was the toffee apple cider.
Yes, Brothers Cider. They should pay me for this ad. Brothers Cider.
With a free case of it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I want. Free cider. I actually discovered that. It was a few years ago, and it was before I filmed a film called Mannequin, and we were on this farm and we were camping, and I discovered Brothers Cider like a few months previously. The toffee apple one is incredible, but they also do a peaches and cream. I don't know if they still do all these flavours, but they did peaches and cream. They did rhubarb and custard. I think I discovered them because they did a Parma Violet one, which was lovely.
I would have rhubarb and custard.
Yeah, rhubarb and custard was really good, and strawberries and cream was really good. They did a Tutti Frutti. They did a cherry bakewell, which you wouldn't like because I don't like them.
Nope. Don't like them.
You don't like them. And they did like a lemony one, which is really nice as well. but I found the toffee apple one the other day. So good. I'll get some more next time I see them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do all the flavours. Because they don't see them in most supermarkets. You'll find them in like B&M or something now. Cat's just having a litter tray party if you can hear anything going on out there.
So we've also got a box set of Universal horror films, and I
still haven't watched them all.
I think your favourite so far was Creature from the Black Lagoon.
I love that one. I thought it was such a beautifully shot movie.
Yeah,
Those underwater scenes, and I love the creature.
Mm-hmm.
And then I found a jumper in a thrift store of the creature from the Black Lagoon, and then you bought me one when you went to
Florida. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the Creature from the Black Lagoon was a good one.
Yeah, that's my favourite, and I haven't seen them all. So.
But I'd like to watch the sequel because I think there's 2 or 3.
Yeah, 2.
Yeah,
Revenge of the Creature.
I'd like to watch that.
Yes.
But it's a different costume, isn't it?
We need to find a copy.
Yeah, and I like the original Frankenstein, but I think you fell asleep during that one as well. Did you?
No, I watched it.
Did you?
Yeah.
And we haven't watched the Universal Dracula yet.
No.
I've seen it, but I don't think you've watched that one yet, have you, at all?
No, we can watch one tomorrow. Oh no, I'm not here tomorrow night, am I? I'm out.
What about Bram Stoker's Dracula from the 90s? What do you think of that?
It's long and slow.
Long. It's very stylized and it looks cool.
Yeah.
But Keanu Reeves is crap in it.
I love Keanu Reeves.
Honest to watch that film, he's so shit.
Keanu can do no wrong. He's Bill or Ted. Which one is he?
He's Ted.
He's Ted. He's Ted.
Theodore Logan.
Yeah. And what's the other one? Something
Ted,
Esquire.
Yeah. Bill S. Preston Esquire.
That's
and
it.
Ted Theodore Logan. Together we are wild stallions. No, but he is.
Did you pretend to be one of them with your guitar?
Yeah, all the time.
Do you still?
I wish I was in Wild Stallions, the band.
You should create a band called Tame Stallions.
Yeah, Tame Ponies.
Tame Ponies.
Lame Ponies.
Yeah. Lame Ponies. You and Gaz.
Yeah, he would do it as well.
It's Zoomies time now.
So, yeah, they also did after that a 90s Frankenstein with Robert De Niro. Have you ever watched that before?
No.
Yeah, I've only watched it once. I can't remember much about it. I remember thinking it's not that great.
Oh.
I'll tell you what though.
Come say hi.
Anthony Hopkins was good in the Dracula one.
Right.
He played Van Helsing.
And didn't they do a more recent Wolfman with him in it?
I did that, I don't know.
I don't know. I may have made that up. I feel like they did.
You know, a few years ago when Tom Cruise did a mummy film, if that had been good, it could have kicked all of these films off again and to come back.
Do you know, I think for me, because obviously I hadn't seen the original Mummy, which we have seen. Have we seen the Mummy? Did we watch the Hammer Mummy?
We watched the Hammer Mummy and it was Christopher Lee was the mummy in it.
We've seen that one. We haven't watched the first one.
It's the one where Peter Cushing's shooting him and he's like still walking dead slowly, and it's like he just shouted at the telly like, just run, he can't catch you, he's going slow.
My dad always used to say that about horror films. He's like, but what is it? You get these monsters who are walking and people are running and they still catch them.
Yeah, it's like, don't shoot him. You've shot him 5 times, it doesn't work, just run.
Now the cat is on top of the door.
And staring at the corner of the room.
Why do cats stare in corners of rooms? He's not very steady for a cat either. He's clumsy. Now he's just going to jump off the door. You'll hear a massive thud in a minute and that'll be him landing. It always worries me when they start staring at things though. Like I'm not really scared of ghosts.
Entities.
Yeah, I'm not worried about entities. I'm worried about spiders. Like, I would take entities in here over spiders any day, even if they make my rooms cold. Now he's stuck.
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing.
It's a bit stuck. I wish you guys could see him.
He's just doing acrobats on the top of the door.
He's trying to take out a Playboy poster right now. But, there you go. He's down. Now it'll be Zoomies again. So you didn't have... We came off the subject of the pumpkins, but you ended up carving Swedes.
Yeah, we called them turnips.
But they're Swedes.
And I didn't call them, my dad did.
Yeah, with a drill, because they can't scoop them.
I remember him using a kitchen. Next to us, dog was barking. I remember him using a carving knife to carve it out.
Right.
And drilling holes in the side to put the string.
Yeah, because they're not soft like a pumpkin to scoop.
And I think my mum put a candle in them and would go about, but would like literally walk to the end of the street and the candle would blow out, and then you just wander about with this dark,
heavy Swede in your hand. So I remember my dad talking about them. I don't think he ever did one. Maybe he did one year, but I think it might be a northern thing. Yeah, which he was. So
we call them jack-o'-lanterns.
Well, that's what they're called, but I think the turnip ones they call them snadgies in South Shields.
We never call them snadgies.
We call them jack-o'-lantern. So the pumpkin's jack-o'-lantern, but yeah, I feel my dad is from the north or from the northeast, so he would have done the whole Swede thing.
Yeah, no, that was what we did when I was a kid. Don't think I ever had a pumpkin at Halloween till I was like 18 or something, or 19 maybe.
Do you like Swedes?
Yeah.
I'm not a massive fan of Swedes. I like a turnip.
We always had
turnip in a stew.
Well, I don't know what a turnip and a Swede is. Like, what's the difference?
Swedes are slightly sweet and turnips are not. So Swedes are the ones that are about that big and they're sort of purply on top and they're kind of yellowy. Turnips are a bit smaller and more like that, and they're purple and white.
So the ones I'm on about were the bigger ones.
Yeah, you're on about the Swedes, and the flesh that's more like a kind of sweet potato style flesh, and a turnip is more like kind of see-through-y inside.
Yeah.
So turnip is what I put in a stew or a curry.
Yeah. No, we had Swedes and we called them turnips.
Yeah.
And
I think they do up here.
And we always had turnip or Swede on a Sunday roast.
Did you?
Yeah, all the time.
So that's like in Scotland, is it? Do they have it?
Nips and tatties.
Yeah. Is that Swede or is that Leeks?
Well,
I think a neef is a Swede. Is it?
I would say
or is
that
it a
is.
pot? I don't know.
I would say that is.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like Swede mash.
You don't like Swede mash?
I don't like Swede mash. I like my potato to be savoury. I don't like sweet savoury. Like I like pineapple on pizza, but I never liked grapes with cheese, and I don't like chutney with cheese. I don't like to mix my sweets and savouries.
I just had an idea for a film.
Did you?
Yeah.
Tell me later. Don't give away the ideas before we've made them.
You know Sweeney Todd?
Yes.
What about Sweetie Todd?
Okay, we're not going to make this one.
And he's got a head like a big turnip.
Right.
He's a killer vegetable.
This is where you do your job. I do my job. No, you actually are very creative with your ideas usually.
Just not that
that
one.
wasn't the best one. Maybe for a cartoon.
Yeah.
Maybe for a cartoon. So that's our pumpkins and that's our movies. What are we going to do this Halloween? I mean, you're working. So I think I'll do, same as I did last year, to Halloween roast dinner. So I make a nice nut roast, stuff a pumpkin.
Little seance.
So yeah, well, there's a Ouija board in the living room, but we didn't do that last year, and we probably won't do that this year, just in case there are entities in here. I don't want to. The cats have killed a couple of spiders. I don't want to summon the spider dead. What do you call it? The walking dead spiders. Halloween presents, which is a thing. I kind of introduced this a few years ago with my friends, and we did Secret Satan. So instead of Santa. Because Santa is just Satan with the letters mixed up a little bit.
So it is Santa Satan, really. Like a la carte is Dracula backwards.
Yes. Yeah, Santa and Satan is just the N and the A the other way around, isn't it? You just mix them up. So we kind of picked names and we had to buy for somebody, but we're only kind of doing this on our own, so we just bought for each other. I still can't remember what you bought me. You bought me a candle.
Was it bleeding candles?
You bought me that trick or treat sign.
Last year, right,
and you bought me you bought me bleeding candles, and you bought me a kind of nice sort of pinky white pearlescent like pumpkin with bats on candle.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
That's what you got me last year. Yeah, I knew the dress was our anniversary. It was.
Yeah.
I've only just put this up as well. It's taken me a year.
Looks good though.
It does look good. I used the sticky Velcro strips. Just stuck it up with those. I use it for everything now. I'm like, what needs a Velcro strip? What can I put on the wall? I love them. So that's it. I've got sweets in for the trick-or-treaters in case they come around. So our road's really funny at the moment. So my next door neighbour is obsessed with Christmas. She put our Christmas decorations up yesterday. So at the time of actually recording this, we're 8 days until Halloween. So this is obviously going to go out. This is going to go out just a few days before Halloween. But she put her Christmas decorations up yesterday, and we've got 2 pumpkins on our doorstep already. It's kind of, they've been there for a week. So we did the pumpkin head shoot, and I thought, why waste them? And next door's got Christmas. So it's just one of those weird streets where it's like, oh, well, they're into that, and she's into that. I feel like the other next door should have Easter. She should get Easter eggs and a bunny in them.
It would be like that, you know, the Nightmare Before Christmas, where he goes into the forest and he's in a circle of trees, and each tree's got a symbol on it, and one's Christmas, one's Halloween.
That's what our street's
one's
like right
Easter,
now. And then the next door is like, you're going back to the 70s with the beetle that they've parked outside.
Oh, yeah. It's not really parked, it's more just clumped on the street.
It's been dumped. You know when people buy a car and you know they're never going to do it up, you know they're never going to drive it, it's never going to move again. And it's right outside my door. They're parked, I haven't actually parked outside theirs, they're parked outside mine. It's really irritating because I can't park outside mine anymore. And it's going to rust, and I bet this time next year they won't have moved it.
No.
It'll be like, oh, we bought it as a summer project. It's going to be rusty by summer. Like the tyres will be flat.
Never mind.
Never mind is what it is. I think that sums up Halloween, really. I mean, have we got any other plans Halloween? What are we going to watch Halloween night? Because I usually have a tradition where I watch Hocus Pocus, Beetlejuice, and Trick or Treat, but we've watched all of those recently. So
Casper's a great one at Christmas.
We could watch
Christmas at
yeah, that's not the right podcast.
No.
Yeah. Casper. Yeah. I think we should watch Casper. We watched that not too long ago, though.
I saw Casper at the pictures when I was a kid.
I think I did too.
Yeah, I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And there's a little bit in it where Dan Aykroyd comes running out the house dressed as a Ghostbuster.
Does he?
Yeah, and he goes, "Who are you going to call?" Somebody else. And he runs off. And I can remember seeing that.
I thought he was going to launch himself at me then. Cat's got zoomies.
Yeah.
He's being mental. I literally thought he was going to land on me. Yeah.
No, he's just running about. Yeah, I can remember seeing that part and like thinking, "Oh my God, that's a Ghostbusters! It's great!" But then it only lasted 2 seconds.
I think we should watch Ghostbusters as well.
Yeah, we should.
It's been a while since we watched it.
The first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it.
It's been a while. They've broken into the other room because that door was closed.
You can open zips and bags.
You can open zips, you can open bags, and my drink is empty, so I think that is about time to call this a wrap. Halloween wrap.
A Halloween wrap?
Yeah, so have an incredible Halloween, whatever it is you are doing. If you are watching this on YouTube, then do like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, and comment. Let us know what you're doing this Halloween. Let us know your Halloween plans. Do you do Halloween presents? What do you eat for your Halloween meals? What's your favourite trick-or-treat sweets? Like, what would you appreciate? Now they're slamming doors, honestly. I think the cats are possessed.
Yeah, let us know if you just close the door and turn the lights off on Halloween and don't involve yourself at all.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it would be expected of me now. I've had pumpkins out for half the month that I will be giving out sweets. So, I mean, last year I don't put decorations outside usually, and we did get some knocks last year.
There's no other pumpkins out.
No, it's because we're early.
Well, next door, like you say, is ready for Christmas.
Yeah, ours will be rotten by Halloween. I'll have to go in the bin. But
we'll have to just get a couple of Swedes.
They're already starting. No, I'll grab a couple of little ones and do it again.
Yeah.
Well, thank you all for listening. We'll be back to normal service next week, back to normal podcast. But I just thought we'd do something a little bit more fun today. And because I've had Kyle on the channel doing other bits and pieces, I thought we'd give you a little bit more of an intro. He's just like, yeah, thanks for that.